So you guys might have guessed that today we're going to space. And the picture behind me is a picture of what the Earth would look like from space. It's slowly turning, and all those little bright lights that we see on the Earth are lights from different cities. And that's how much light some of our cities make. You can see where the big bright lights are, or where the bigger cities. So everybody sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands together like it's the world. And then we're going to collapse them down and take a deep breath in. And as we breathe in, we're going to make our fingers get bigger. And as you breathe out, make them get smaller. And two more just like that. Breathe in nice and slow. And when you breathe out, say, ha. And one more deep breath in. Make it really big. And then sigh it all out. Nice job. Well, we're going to do a warm-up. Anybody raise your hand if you know how many planets we have on the Earth? Raise your hand. Okay, let's see. Olivia, how many planets do we have on the Earth? How many planets do we have?
9. Wait, no, 8.
Almost 9. There used to be 9 planets. And a few years ago, they decided that that very last planet, Pluto, wasn't quite big enough. So now they call Pluto a dwarf planet. So yeah, we have 9 planets. And the planet that is closest to the sun is Mercury. And it's a little tiny planet. So sit up nice and tall, bring your hands to your knees, and take some big circles like your Mercury. And you'd probably be pretty hot because you're really close up to the sun. And it doesn't take you very long to go around the sun because you're so close. And then go the other way. Switch your circles. All right, and 2 more just like that. Biggest circles you can make with your body. Awesome. And come back to the middle. And then the next planet after Mercury, so we have the sun, then we have Mercury. Right next to Mercury is Venus. And Venus is named after the Roman goddess of love. So everybody stand up and be a big star. And wiggle your star fingers. And wiggle your star toes. And then tip your star over to one side. And tip it back to the other side. And then back to one side. And back to the other side. And then right back to the center. All right, so Mercury, Venus. The next planet is Earth. And we are so lucky to live on Earth because it has lots of things that grow on it. So we're going to be trees. So decide where you want your arms. They can be up and out or in. And find your tree. So your foot can be on the ground. It can be on your calf. If you're a really tall tree, you might want your foot to come all the way up anywhere but your knee, because we don't want to hurt our knees. And your branches can be swaying in the breeze. They can be going side to side. And then drop that, shake it out. and switch sides. And you might want to do something different with this leg. Maybe on this side, your tree has a low branch. Maybe you have really crazy arms that reach behind you. Wherever they are, oops, if you fall out, you just come right back in. And one more second in tree. And let that go. All right, so Earth is the only planet we know of that has things that grow on it. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, the next planet is Mars. And Mars is named after the Roman god of war. So let's do our warrior pose. So one leg forward, one leg back, nice and strong. Even pat this leg and make sure that muscle's feeling really strong. And then bring your arms straight out. And because it's the god of war, reach behind you, grab your arrow, put it in your bow, pull it all the way back, use those muscles, and then let it go. One more time, grab that arrow, put it in your bow, pull it all the way back, and let it fly. And then come up all the way through your star and turn to the other side. All right, you ready to get your arrow on this side? Reach behind you, grab your arrow, put it in your bow, pull it all the way back really tight, and let it go. And one more, reach behind you, put it in your bow, pull it all the way back, and let it go. Nice. All right. I'm going to test somebody at the end so you can see who can remember all of the planets. We've got Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Let's see what comes next. Anybody know? Anybody know what's after Mars? Quinn, I see your hand. Is your hand raised? What planet comes after Mars, Quinn? I can't hear you. You might have to, I don't think I can unmute you. Uh-oh. What planet comes after Mars, Becca? Are you saying Jupiter, I hope?
Yeah.
Okay, Jupiter comes after Mars.
That's what I was saying too.
That's what you were saying too? Awesome. All right. So Jupiter is the biggest planet and it has rings around it. So stand in your star pose. All right, let's stand in our star pose. Hold on one second. All right, stand in your star pose. Make a big circle like it's a ring and make 3 big circles in one direction. And when you get to the top after the 3rd one, go in the other direction. See if you can get those fingers to go almost all the way down to the ground. And then when you get all the way back up, pause right here and drop your arms and jump your feet back together. All right, after Jupiter is Saturn. And Saturn is made of gases, tons and tons of gases, and it has 62 moons. Is that crazy? 62 moons. All right, so start with your feet together. We're not going to do 62 jumping jacks, but we're going to do 6 jumping jacks. So are you ready? Here we go, 6 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. Good job. All right, after Saturn is Uranus, and it is a cold planet. It is super, super cold. So come into your best icicle pose. Your icicle might be with your hands down by your sides, or your icicle might be with your hands all the way up together. You decide where your icicle is. And then see if your icicle can sway a little bit side to side without falling over. See if you can keep your feet in one place and sway side to side without falling over. Awesome. All right, drop your hands. The next planet is Neptune, and Neptune is named after the Roman god of the sea. So that was Poseidon. So sit down, put your legs out in front of you. And we're gonna start by doing some waves. So do some small waves. And then see if you can take your wave bigger, so not quite down to the floor, but a little further back without your feet coming up. Use those tummy muscles. And then the next time, come all the way down for a big wave and come all the way back up. So all the way back, 2 more times. Use those tummy muscles. 1 more time, see if you can keep your feet down and use those tummy muscles. Come all the way up. Awesome. And then we would have had our tiniest little planet that's not a planet anymore. It's just a dwarf planet, which would be Pluto. So everybody tuck up super tight and do 3 little rock and rolls for Pluto. All right. All right, here's the quiz. Raise your hand if you think you can name all of the planets. Okay, Olivia's got her hand up. Olivia, can you unmute yourself? All right, tell us the very first planet.
Mars. Wait, no, Mercury.
Mercury. Okay, everybody do Sufi grinds. Just 3 around. Okay, what was after Mercury?
Venus.
Venus, so we're star pose. What's after Venus?
Earth.
Earth, tree pose. What's after Earth?
Mars.
Warrior pose. What's after Mars?
Jupiter.
Big arms, 3 big circles. What's after Jupiter?
Saturn.
Saturn. Let's do just 3 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3. After Saturn,
Uranus.
icicle pose. 2 little sways side to side.
Uranus.
And what's after Uranus?
Neptune.
Neptune, so god of the sea. Let's do 2 full waves. Awesome. That was an awesome job, Olivia. Thank you so much for remembering all the planets. So, if we were to go into space, we would have to fly in a rocket because there's no air in space, right? We'd have to have a spacesuit and we'd have to have a rocket. So let's do our best rocket launch. So everybody come up on their toes. Tuck up nice and tight. And we're gonna count backwards from 5. And when we get down to 0, we're gonna say blast off and jump up as high as we can. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, one, blast off. Awesome. Now, if we were in space, we would be floating around, right? Because there's no gravity. There wouldn't be anything to hold us down. So let's see some floating with your arms going all over the place. And float yourself all the way down to your hands and knees. And take some belly rolls. See if you can move your belly like it's cleaning out the inside of a peanut butter jar. Like if you're scraping the jar with your belly and your back. And then go the other way. You have to do lots of exercises in space so that your muscles stay nice and strong. All right, nice job. So there are lots of things in space that we can see. And one of those things are comets. And comets kind of fly through the sky, and they might have a long tail on them. So everybody come into your plank pose. Nice and long. See if you can not put your booty up in the air. See if you can put it down a little bit. And then lift one leg like a tail of a comet. And then put that down. And then lift the other leg like the tail of a comet. Nice job. And then drop your knees down. Push all the way back. Give that a break for a second. And then come all the way up one more time. Tuck those toes. Nice and long. See if you can lift one leg up. And drop that down. And lift the other leg up, but try not to raise your booty. And drop that down. And push all the way back, child's pose. Great. Well, not only are there comets are rocks, basically, that fly in the sky, and we can sometimes see their tail. Meteors are those same rocks, but they come through our atmosphere, and they fall all the way down to the Earth. In fact, if anybody ever goes out on the way to the Grand Canyon, there is a state park there where there's a big hole where a meteor landed, and you can go out and see it and go down inside where the meteor was. So that's really cool. So for meteor, we're going to do rock pose. So tuck up nice and tight in your rock pose. And in this rock pose, this is like one of my favorite poses. So take your hands, bring them all the way under your legs, and see if you can lay down with your head to one side. And then change the way you're looking. So look in the opposite direction. Stretch out both sides of your neck. And come all the way back up. So the closest star to us, who knows what that is? Let's see, raise your hand. Okay, Quinn, did I see your hand? Let's see if I can unmute you. Quinn, what is the closest star?
Sun. Our sun.
The sun, you are right. The sun is the closest star. All right, so the sun is on fire. Stars are hot, 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 and our sun is really hot. It's what keeps us warm. And we're only cold because our Earth moves further away from the sun. But when we come close to it, we have our summer. So we're going to do fire log pose. So we're going to bend one foot in front and put the other one on top. And it should look like knee over ankle, ankle over knee. So see if you can stack your legs. And this knee might not come all the way down. That's okay, right? It can be whatever it looks like for you. But knee over ankle, ankle over knee. And take your arms out to the side. Bring them together, hook your fingers. Push your palms out and reach all the way up high. Reach over to one side and back to the middle and over to the other side and back to the middle and then all the way forward as far as you can go. And all the way back up. And let your fingers float down, straighten out your legs, give them a good shake. And switch, put the other leg on top. So see if you can remember which side was on top. Ankle over knee, knee over ankle. Oops, I think I did the same side. I'm gonna switch. There we go. Ankle over knee, knee over ankle. Awesome. Bring your arms way out to the side. Bring them all the way together. Hook your fingers. Flip your palms. Push them out. Lift them all the way up high. Over to one side. And back to the middle. And over to the other side. And back to the middle. And then reach all the way as far forward as you can. And then when you're ready, come all the way up. All right, bring your legs out in front of you. Take your hands. Fold your thumb in. Wrap your fingers around them. And give your legs a little massage, because that was hard work. All the way up to your hips. And then all the way back down again. And then on the inside, all the way up and all the way down. And then on the top, gently on the top, because you got your shin bones right there, and that might hurt until you get up to your quads. And then gentle all the way down. And one more time on the outside, just because it feels good. All right, nice. Okay. So we've seen stars and comets and meteors. What else would be in the space? Anybody have another idea? Something that's named after a candy bar. Olivia, what is it?
Milky Way.
The Milky Way galaxy. That's where all of the planets and stars that are closest to us live. They're in a galaxy. They call all of that group a galaxy. So we're going to do gate pose for galaxy. So everybody come up on your hands and knees. Actually, let's start sitting down. Let's do a different gate pose than we usually do. Bring one leg in and one leg out. And bring your arms out to the side. And reach all the way over towards your toe. And then come all the way back. Put your hand right behind you. Keep moving and lift all the way up. And then come all the way back down. Let's do that again. Just like a seesaw, we're kind of going back and forth. 2 more times. Seesaw over. And lift all the way up. Last time on this side, seesaw over and all the way up. All right, and switch. Switch legs. Put your arms out nice and long. Reach over towards your toe. And then bring that hand behind you and see if you can lift all the way up. Nice and long. And then seesaw back and forth a couple times. Reach for your toe. Hand by your hip. Lift all the way up. And last time, reach all the way over. And by your hip, make this your biggest stretch. And come all the way down. Nice. All right, let's see. We've had meteors, comets, stars, the Milky Way galaxy. Anybody think of something else that might be out in space?
Hey!
Parker, what's your idea?
We already did the sun, Nika.
Yeah, we did the sun. Something else. Who can think of something else? I'm going to give what I'm thinking of. I'm going to give you a hint and see if you guys can guess. It's built by man, and it floats around out in space. And there was a time when people actually lived on it. All right, Olivia, I saw your hand.
A satellite?
A satellite, right? And the biggest satellite we have out there is called the space station, and people actually went out and lived on it for a while. I can't remember how long, but a satellite. So Olivia, I need a satellite pose. What's a good pose for a satellite?
I have a good one.
Okay, let's see. Oh, awesome. So it looks almost like an airplane with your arms spinning. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so come into your airplane pose and see if you can make your arms spin. And make them go in one direction. And then make them go in the opposite direction. And switch legs. Of course, so try it on the other side because it might feel different on the other side. So make your arms go in one direction. Now mine are going opposite. You could make them go together. You decide. Do you want both arms to go together? But switch whatever direction you're going. Awesome. That was a great satellite pose. I loved that. Any last ideas of things we might find in space? Anybody have any last ideas? I'm looking for hands. Ryden has his hand up.
The space bar.
This one?
I got you, Ryden. I can hear you.
An asteroid.
An asteroid, that's right. Those are definitely in space. So, Ryden, we need an asteroid pose. What would be a good asteroid pose?
We could like triangle, like we could do like this, if you can do that, and then like you go like slowly down, so like it's like falling.
Okay, so let me see if I've got it right. You said start in a triangle?
Like try and start just like this, like holding one leg, and then go with like just start, yeah.
And then start falling?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, everybody try that. So come over into your triangle.
No, that's
This
not
is a great asteroid pose. I love it.
Ryan's showing how to do it. He's got it down.
And then try the other side. Try it on the other leg.
Oh God, oh God.
Okay. So tip over. Yep, there you go. Tip over, make your triangle, and then tip even further. And tip over. And see if you can lift that back leg. And just because it was kind of fun, let's do it one more time. Make your triangle and tip over and come back. Awesome. All right. Well, come all the way on your mat or in your space. Bring your legs way out in front of you. And our rocket has to come through the atmosphere. And when it comes through the atmosphere, it gets really, really bumpy because the atmosphere is thick and the little rocket that we come back to Earth in gets really, really hot. So I want everybody to do some rock and rolls and rock all the way up and all the way forward and then all the way over and then all the way forward a couple times. Like it's a really bumpy ride getting back to Earth. And you can go faster and faster and faster if you want. And one more time each way. And we splash down in the water. So let me see your boat pose. We splash down in the water. And see if you can hold those feet up there. Couple more seconds, you can do it. You can hold it. Woo. And then bring your feet together in butterfly pose. And they have to row out in their life raft, so make some big rows side to side. And pick up all the astronauts that were in there and then row them back in, row them back out to the big ship. And it's a really big ship, so see if you make your legs nice and long. And then tuck your knees into your chest really, really tight. And come all the way down, melting, 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 melting onto your mat. And today, bring your legs out and your arms out in star pose, laying on the floor. And if you have brothers and sisters near you, your legs might be on top of each other and your arms might be on top of each other, and that's okay. And then while you're in star pose, I'm going to read you a poem. So laying on your back, listening to this poem. And I think you'll recognize part of it, but you might not know all of this poem. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. When the blazing sun is gone, when he's nothing shines upon, then you show your little light, twinkle, twinkle, all the night. Then the traveler in the dark thanks you for your tiny spark. He could not see which way to go if you did not twinkle so. In the dark blue sky you keep, and often though my curtains peep, for you never shut your eye till the sun is in the sky. 'Tis your bright and shiny tiny spark lights the traveler in the dark. Though I know not where you are, twinkle, twinkle, little star. So with your arms and legs out super wide, do a couple of little star angels. So make your arms go out and in and out and in. One more time, out and in. And then curl up in a tiny, tiny asteroid, comet, or meteor and roll over to one side. And then push yourself up nice and slow to crisscross applesauce. And bring your hands right to your heart. And let's finish with the song, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Everybody knows Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? I bet. So in honor of going to outer space, we'll finish with that song. All right, here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Namaste to all of the amazing things that we learned about in space.